Hi, welcome back to Quinma Paw Creations tutorial videos. I just wanted to do a quick video and show how I use the blank sports cap, NFL sports cap, glover's needle, T-pin, size 12 long beading needles, size 11 seed beads, size 0 9mm beading thread to make a beaded sports cap. I measured from the top down to find the center point to start the design and make it centered. I'm going to pull up and use the seams as my guide, which takes seven beads. So I did 4. So I do a basic off-limb square stitch, but I'm using more than 2 beads. Just I want to anchor my rows together. Use 4 beads. Come back through. And then left with 3, so use 3 beads. I'm just going to do this kind of a square stitch to anchor the rows together, make it more stable. I want to go back through the 3 beads, go back 1 or 2 more. Really makes the rows more secure on the hat rather than just doing a lazy stitch. It's less likely to wear away and come apart. It makes it more secure on the hat. And then go down through the hat. And the seam. And the next row, just continue with the rows, working the design. Start with the 4 beads. Come back to the 4. And pull up snug. Come back through the 4 beads. Put the 3 on, the 3, come back through 1 or 2 more. It seems like it would take longer, but it really didn't for me. I guess it made it more secure, so I felt better about taking a little longer. And just continued on working those rows with that expanded square stitch all the way down to the end where the seam is on the bottom. Using that as a guide, being sure to flip that piece over so you're not sewing into that. You can't see the stitches. Then I went back up and started in the center again. I came up and weaved back through 2 rows to anchor my thread, make it more secure. a little more secure than just tying a knot and starting the design up the other side. Yeah, just weaved it back through 2 rows. And then work that design from the center back up all the way to the top. And you want to meet those 2 sides in that B area. But in order to get them to meet at the top, you start back down at the bottom. And again, I started, put my needle up where I would weave through the last row of beads. Kind of anchor it, make it secure to start that row next to it. I'm going to start at the bottom and work up to the top because that's where you're going to meet the other rows. You're going to put them, start with your 7 beads on the base row. And go down through.
And make sure it's ready to withstand winter weather. Some of these services include evaluating hot water heaters, furnaces, mobile home skirting, checking for air leaks in the home, leaks in the gutter outside the home,
And then come back up and start that
carbon monoxide detector. These are just a few of the
score
services, but
stitch.
most are tailored toward fixing problems that will save
Again.
the road's looking pretty good all in all this morning.
4 beads.
Coming up soon, but
7:37, so we're seeing
Go back down.
just the beginning of that, and it's beautiful outside. Clear sky.
yeah, it is gorgeous.
All right, so last night,
When I did the 3 beads,
the 4 things you need to know today.
when I go back through, I'm going to
Be clear and cool tonight.
continue to go right into the couple beads on the row before.
Friday night, Christmas night.
This is going to secure the 2 rows together so that they stay together.
Need some fresh snow. 21 right now. It is on the cool side, no doubt about it. In Coeur d'Alene, 20. And
So I go back through,
80% dew point. So if you get
catching a couple of the
into some of the protected valleys into the mountains, could see a little bit of
beads in the last row.
we look at the nation or the national
And
map.
go back down through the hat.
Too, it gets confusing. We're seeing that full-on winter
Come up.
push going into Minnesota. It's
And
going to
then
work
next
its way
row.
into Illinois, the Great Lakes, and then New England after Christmas. Cloud cover, maybe some rain
To go
showers
back
in
through and
Southern
start
California. For us, we're waiting this band sitting here. As it moves closer, we are going to see that band produce snow into the Cascades. That's going to happen.
This makes me feel like it's a little more stable to stay on the hat.
Maybe in the morning hours as it comes across 6 o'clock
I'm sorry.
with snow.
I don't have nothing to give you for your
Just continue all the way to the top and start that next middle row down to the design because you want to end up with those 2 inside meeting so that you're weaving one and then the other and you're decreasing them into the B part. Outside row you're going to start with the increasing and go down the other side. Middle you're going to go to the emblem. Then the other side you just continue doing it the same way you did the first side, meeting in the middle of that 2 middle and taper in. And then to do the bell I use the lip of the underside of the hat and the seam. And the top is my guide. And I used a Glover's needle at first just to show how I did it, and I just used my pliers to poke it through the cardboard, going in through where the lip is, coming out through where the seam is. And string my beads on, pull that Glover's needle out, the beads to go around to cover that area. And then slide my needle right up through that hole that I poked with the glover's needle. Pull it secure. Continue my design in the second row. Put the beads on. Get my glover's needle. Poke it up through the fill of the hat, right where I want it to be. Pull it out and slide my bead needle right through that hole I poked. Let's continue that all the way around. And then T-pin. Use it the same way as the glover's needle, but the T pin on the end makes it a little easier to poke through. So either one, if you use either one, it works just as well. That T-pin right where you need it to be. Make that hole. And slide your bead needle right through that hole. So either T-pin or the glover's needle. Both will work. Making sure that it's snug. Go back in the middle and work the design to the other side. When you get to the end, you can just continue on, but when you're going to decrease the amount of beads that go in that area so you can fit it in to that spot, you bill in that so it goes all the way to where the bill meets the hat. So you're decreasing the amount of beads you put on to fit in there. And once I put on the amount of beads I wanted to fill that area, I weave my needle back through a couple of the rows just to secure it before I tie the knot. Just run the beads back through run the needle back through the beads. And then you can just use the holes that you already poked. And then once I weaved it through, then I went from the spot I came up in between the middle of two rows. Came up through the middle, pulled it real tight and secure. Snip off, leaving enough for me to tie a knot with. Tied a double knot real tight, making sure it's secure. Snip off even just a little bit. And when you burn this nylon thread, the end of it balls up, so it'll be secure. And that's my beaded sports cap. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can stop by and join my Facebook group. Please answer all 3 questions or you will not be added. Or you can stop by my website, www.kunumapacreations.com.